Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of You Get What You Get. I'm Rickey Hampton with my great friends, McDougal and Tim Turner. Hope everybody's had a great Tuesday. And I hope everybody's staying warm. We got winter storms all over the place. I mean, we got them here in Detroit, but it's just another day here. This is what we get this time of year. But Tree and Tim, you guys better be on your P's and Q's because old man winter's headed your way.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit because I like to be able to still get around. But Tim, I don't know. Is it coming my way?
No, it's the cutoff is right there in the county north of Savannah. You're going to get a nice cold rain.
Okay. I
don't know if you prefer that to what they say we crippling ice over here in Metro Atlanta for a couple of days. I'm already trying to do some research on some ice melt and getting stocked up and stuff here with food. So
wait. I don't know if you know this, Rickey, but he's like crazy about weather, and you're not already stocked up with.
No, but I let that's to be this early a Tuesday for a weekend storm. That's for the amateurs. The pros wait until there's a more fine-tuned forecast. Right now, they could say it's going to snow in Jacksonville, and nothing will happen. And they would have bought all this, all the
bread and milk.
Yep.
You haven't bought bread and milk yet? Two things I've never bought during an ice storm was bread and milk, but I understand that's a thing.
No bread and milk here. I just want to make sure I had batteries fresh and remote and all the electronic gear because.
But you know what? I thought I was watching the Weather Channel tonight. I thought South Carolina is in the path of this. So, Tree, do keep your eyes open because you're down that way.
Well, kind of, but Tim, what say you?
No, not that far.
Can't come home. First of all, I can't come home, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you pretty much once you're here, you're locked in. So,
Oh, I can still come, but I'd be locked in. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can make the trek, but trekking back, be like my boss was a couple of years ago when I told him not to come up here for an event, and he chose to do it, and he got they let him out early because they saw that it was going to be bad, and he made it as far as Old National Highway in Atlanta, and that is a place where you don't want to be on a cloudless day, much less stuck a week there with snow, surrounded by the unsavory of unsavory.
Wow, really? Old National? Come on.
Atlanta they just don't get a lot of snow generally. So
they don't have do you have the equipment now?
Oh yeah, they got stuff. The governor's already mobilizing folks, and what's going to happen is they're going to treat all these roads like well in advance, and then it's going to probably be all washed off by the time the snow hits. So they've done that before, where they treat them like 3 days before, and now y'all this white stuff is on the road, and then the thing comes and it's like nothing.
And hello to everybody out there checking us out. You're watching You Get What You Get. I'm Rickey Hampton with my great friends Tim Turner and Tree McDougal. We see you out there. Got any questions and comments, please send us our way. I think that was
Dagmar.
Who was that?
Dagmar.
Hi.
Dagmar.
Yeah.
What's up, Dagmar Peck? Thanks for dropping in. Hey, we had a great, well, it depends on who you were cheering for. We had a great college football national championship last night. The Indiana Hoosiers finished a 16-0 season by knocking off the University of Miami to capture their first football national title. Of course, we all know IU from their great basketball program.
Yes.
But I mean, I give that team credit. I give the coach Simgetti credit. Turned around a program was terrible 2 years ago and turned them into national champions. And Tim, this couldn't have happened 10 years ago. Not even 5 years ago.
No, and I know I was talking to some guys earlier today that they're saying, is this the beginning of a dynasty for Indiana? I said, no.
Hold up now. Hold up now, partner. Wait a minute.
There is no dynasty when you can get up there and buy a team. And you have to look at how Cignetti constructed his team. I mean, 2 years ago, he comes there, they had lost 10 offensive starters. And so he went and, he found a bunch of mutts, a bunch of 2- and 3-star people. Fernando Mendoza was a 2-star quarterback who had his walk-on chance withdrawn from the University of Miami, kids from the Miami area. So it's like, they had a bunch of guys that nobody wanted. Cignetti comes from James Madison, making $400,000 a year, gets to Indiana, has an $11 million contract. He made himself $2 more million winning the national championship because they wrote in there, and then it's going to be even greater than that because when the contract is written and his agent smartly or crazily put in there that if his team wins the national championship, Cignetti will be among the 3 highest paid coaches in college football. And so, at the time the contract is signed, he's going, sure, go ahead. Indiana, yeah.
It'll never happen, right?
You want a Lamborghini with that too, sir? It probably would just, gigging him up. But so he's getting paid like he needs to be paid, and they did a great job. They were great champions. And then again, too, it what hurts down this way, for me at least. The last 3 champions have been from the Big Ten. SEC says we're great. We're great, right? Michigan, Ohio State, now Indiana. All right. The last time that happened was for the SEC was 08, 09, and 010. And I believe it was LSU, Florida, and Alabama. And then Georgia rolls up there and does back-to-backs 21 and 22. But for a while there, it was for an 8-year stretch, only SEC schools won the championship. So that
was back in my day. Back in my day, there was.
Yeah, the dominance is over for right now.
But one thing that, and I get you on that, Tim. But I still believe the best football is played in the SEC. I think one of the problems they beat each other up. I mean, they just kind of chew each other up.
Okay, so is that going to be the reason why they 2-11 in bowl games or whatever the thing was? Because they stank it up in bowl games.
No, and I was going to add to that is that the talent is now dispersed with the NIL.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that more than anything, but I expect Georgia to be right back there knocking on the door next year. I don't know about Alabama, man, because that is not Nick Saban football they've been playing.
No.
The last couple of years.
I tell you what, the spoiled Alabama alumni down this way want the Boers out right now. Because how they showed up against, I think it was, they played Indiana and they just got drilled, right? They did not like to see that. That's not Alabama.
38-3.
But you know what? It's Cignetti. As much as people are loving this rags to riches story and loving Mendoza and how he kept carried by this business, there are a lot of second-year coaches that are sweating right now because it's like if that dude can win a national championship in 2 years, why can't you?
Yeah.
And
No doubt.
anybody coming in now, the stakes have been raised exponentially. This touchdown run here.
That was a great run.
Absolutely. It was a great call. Nobody was expecting him to do anything.
4 from 5. I mean, what a
Look at
play.
that right there.
What do you think about him as a pro quarterback?
No.
About him, what?
I'm counting him out. I'm counting him out already.
Mendoza?
He's a great college quarterback. I don't know. It depends on where he goes to. Because right now, the Raiders, oh my gosh, they have no weapons except for the tight end. So they're not. They're gonna have to draft around him to do that. The kid's got character. He's tough. He's everything you want in a quarterback. But I don't know how that's going to translate in the NFL.
Boy, this kid from Miami is a football.
That kid right there, he made himself a
That kid
ton of
right
money
there.
too.
Yeah.
Tony, the Tony kid. He was outstanding, and I don't think Carson Beck hurt himself for this whole playoff run. They had the toughest road to go, Miami, because they were the last team in,
Yeah.
and then they had to beat a bunch of folks down the way. Great play, Beck against Ole Miss to run it in for the touchdown. He only had one mistake, and it cost him at the end of the game. He got greedy because he didn't have to throw it that deep. They were marching down the field, and they had time to take care of business. And again, coaching comes into play right there too, because just before the interception, and I thought was ill-advised, Signetti called a timeout. Instead of letting the clock just run, he called a timeout. He reset his defense, and that defense being reset saved him. So it's why he's got an $11 million contract, and I'm sitting here talking like this.
What are you saying about us? We're not paying you well or at all?
Not $11 million by any stretch.
Not 11 million? Paying you with our
Kindness.
smiles and
What
whatever.
do you guys think about the setup now?
The setup?
Playoff system. Did you like this?
Yeah. Well, Tree, what did you think?
You go first.
Okay.
I'll fill in after that.
I liked it, but you know what? People still want more games.
Right.
They're talking about 16 now, okay? 16. And the next after that is going to be 24. And
Right.
after that, it's going to be like the basketball tournament.
Like the basketball. Trey, it's just like basketball. If you put 64 teams, people are going to complain about, well, why didn't number 65 get in?
Exactly.
You know, so
We want more games. We want the 3 degrees. What? Just
You
more.
Exactly. It's all about money, because I'm quite sure the viewership for all these games went through the roof. Number one, because most of them were really good games. The only one was a stinker, was Alabama's game against Indiana. I believe it was Indiana. But the rest of them were pretty exciting games to watch. The Ole Miss and Miami game, great football. It's really good. So, I mean, but you have to look at it from there. As long as they can make money off of these kids, they're going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the money, right? So sponsorships, advertising,
Yes.
all of that. So absolutely. I think that, and people want a distraction. I mean, first of all, they love sports, but what else are they going to watch? But yeah, I think, I agree with you, Tim, on that.
Yeah, football.
Or change.
People cannot get enough of it. And funny, the spring leagues always have trouble getting established. But the traditional fall football in America is spectacular. I mean,
See, your thing is, you said traditional football. When you watch spring football, that doesn't look like a tradition.
I mean, it just doesn't need it. But I want to go back to SEC. We got Lane Kiffin going to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect the SEC to step back up to its role, its prominence. We got Texas in the SEC, Oklahoma. Vanderbilt had a top 10 program. The things that really stand out to me this year, guys, Indiana won the national championship, and Vanderbilt had a top 10 football program. I'd have lost my life savings betting that.
Well, you lost yours, but there was some guy somewhere in this country that put down like 100,000 on Indiana to win the championship or something like that. Long story short, he's going to be paid off with $4 million. Whatever he laid down, he's going to get $4 million for his land for that bet. So there's somebody with Long Green had some faith in Indiana, or he just had money to burn.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. Those
Good for
things,
him.
Yeah.
Last time somebody went 16-0 in the NCAA to win a championship, You guys want to guess?
It was 16-0.
16-0. That's the thing.
I do not want to guess.
It was an 1870 something. The Yale Bulldogs with the last one.
I saw that in the notes.
I know that was your second guess. The Yale Bulldogs, but they're the ones that win the championship like that. So it's been just.
You remember that game, Tim?
I do. I remember. I was walking around the stadium, couldn't find my seat.
So
I was just rolling around, going in circles. Every time I came out, it was the 1800s, and somebody kept trying to get to go into a field. But that's.
I'm glad you found your way out. I'm glad you found your way out. Yes, for sure.
But that was just a great game by those guys. Both teams played exceptional. I'm not a big fan of the postseason shenanigans, post game shenanigans, where the DB for Indiana, I think it was I'm trying to get things. The running back Fletcher took a swing at the DB, the defensive back for Indiana. You don't know what was said. You don't know if Fletcher, was gigging him up, or if just the emotions of losing a really tight game got to him. But that wasn't a good look at all. So.
And at the same time, a little bit later, Fletcher and Mendoza,
hug it out.
Were they classmates or something?
They were both from the same area. They were both South Florida kids, and then they end up playing against each other. But yeah, I saw them hugging it out. But yeah, just because they're both from the same area.
Hey, and shout out to the Hoosier fans too, because they showed up. Because that was a home game for the Hurricanes. But you can hear them loud and clear, man.
Well, the Miami folks were upset about that characterization, because if there was a lot of green and orange there, nobody saw it, because
I didn't see it.
All you saw was crimson and cream throughout. And at one point on the 4K broadcast, they do this thing where you get to vote on which song you want to hear, and there were muted cheers for like 3 of the selections, and then the last selection that went up was John Cougar Mellencamp. And the place erupted in cheers, and they played Mellencamp over the speakers. So you know what that means, right?
IU takeover there, baby.
Yeah, exactly. IU takeover. I have to, it's supposed to be a really smart school, Indiana. Their business school and medical places are supposed to be, in their law school is supposed to be really great, top flight, smart kids. It was 10 below zero last night in Bloomington. And those kids packed the streets celebrating. It's like, at 10 below? Come on now.
I get that. Come on now. It's their first championship.
Their first championship and their first pneumonia. their first flu. Yeah.
We'll figure that out later. But right now, they're just let them celebrate their win.
They could have been internally warmed. That could be another reason they were out there. But they were celebrating big time, fireworks, the whole 9 yards. It was that is a once in a lifetime thing for those kids. So I really don't begrudge them. But I said, man, 10 below, I'd be thinking about it.
Well, some of them probably wasn't feeling that 10 below either.
That's what I was saying. They're getting eternally warmed. Yeah, so
some of them wasn't feeling that 10 below. And I got to give this shout out. You said Crimson and Cream. Indiana University is the birthplace of my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh.
Wow.
And you see Ka Psi, Greek symbol Psi is in homage to Indiana University.
I got to go back and look at that now.
Yeah, if you look at the helmets, you see.
How come you don't have that wearing? I don't see you wearing your Kappa Alpha Psi.
I wear gear. I've been a Kappa for 50 years. I mean,
it's like you don't. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing Delta stuff.
I did see that the U logo was misused on a hat.
I saw it
by Donald. I think it's Aaron Donald, that congressman from Florida. It was TR the UMP on the hat, and so they were doomed to fail.
What was the? I'm sorry, I missed that piece. What? Tell me what happened.
They had the U in his hat was part of the guy spelling Trump on his hat.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yes! Oh my gosh! Yeah, I
yeah.
saw that.
So the brother who was a congressman from Florida, Donaldson, was wearing that hat, proudly displaying it. And so that right there let you know that they were already in trouble.
You cursed them.
Yeah,
You
pretty
cursed
much.
them.
Yeah.
And we got some new friends tuned in tonight, and one of our friends, Hodge Miller. Who are you people? Hey,
I will
Hodge
tell you,
Miller.
I have someone that does not know sports. I'll go ahead and say that.
I
You're
totally
learning.
disagree with that. Hodge, you're tuned in to You Get What You Get. I'm Rickey Hampton, as you see by their names, Tim Turner and Tree McDougal. Tim
Just
and I
two sports guys and a hanger-oner.
veteran sports guy. That's when you're old, Tim. You know what they say, veteran sports
Veterans.
writers.
I say veterans, seasoned, decrepit. All of
Decrepit?
us.
Uh,
Yes.
Sports
So nice
writers.
to have you here, Hodge.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not in that list.
Absolutely. And we're here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we discuss a lot of sports issues, cultural issues. So any
Sometimes
questions
fashion.
or comments you got, just send them to us. And we'll discuss them and let us know what you're thinking about. But we
It
appreciate
really
all
is.
uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say it really is. You get what you get. So depending on when you tune in.
Yeah, because you tuned in on the celebration of the kids being drunk in the streets, and so I guess that's why the question was, "Who are you guys? Who are you?" So,
And then it's like, and I'm out.
yes.
But
yeah,
shout
but-
out to IU.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you
that-
guys
that-
for being in here.
They deserved it. They deserved it at all. So I guess keeping with the football theme, you had 4 games this weekend. 3 of them were really pretty good, and 1 of them wasn't so good. And so I know y'all were watching the game. Is it a catch or no catch? In the Broncos
football game, I got that. Let's look at it.
Didn't they rule on that today? Was that the one?
no, today?
No, I'm sorry. Maybe not. There was some ruling on a game, and I saw. I mean, I'll look for it. Wait. Go ahead. Show the video.
Probably wasn't a catch, but the idea was like, in the Rams game, the guy pulled the ball out when the receiver had it, and it was ruled a catch. And in this game, the DB gets the tie. I thought all the time, if it's a tie, the receiver gets the ball.
If you say so.
Well, that has been the rule before. It seems
We'll go with
that's
that.
the thing.
We'll go with that.
And I was just surprised that they gave him the interception. It was a better actor, I guess, than the receiver for the.
Yeah, I'm trying to call it up, guys.
Okay.
There we go. Some highlights from the Buffalo Denver game, and this game cost. Hey, think about it. This game cost him Sean McDermott his job.
That call cost him his job.
And he was fired shortly after this game.
Right.
Well, he was fired the next day, I believe.
Yeah,
They don't mess around with the fire.
He thought he was coming back because that evening he was making call to his coaches talking about the next year. And then he gets, goes to work on Monday like nothing was going on. He's like, he's gonna remember that King holiday for a long time.
Wow. They're like, nope, you got to go. Gotta go.
I mean,
You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
I honestly, I think it's the right call, guys.
I thought it was a catch. He was on the ground, right here. I got the ball. I have got it. I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
How do you snatch it from me and say, yeah, that's an interception?
Bam.
I think it could have popped back up and just nonchalantly gone back to the huddle. And they would have said, yeah, he thinks he caught the ball. But the way he rolled around like that, like he was hurt.
Yeah.
And the cat comes up with the ball.
This is the catch that cost Sean McDermott his job.
That cost him his job because that was going to be it going in for a score.
Absolutely.
They were going to get a field goal out of that. That would have been Buffalo's win.
Hey, wasn't Brandon Cooks involved in a controversial play with the Saints a couple of years ago?
I think he was. I'm at least familiar with it, but I really, they're the mortal enemy of my Falcons. So I should know if they did any kind of malfeasance. I should know that about these people.
You should know.
And see, look at McDermott. He's like, what's up? I'm going to get fired tomorrow if you don't change the call. So he didn't say that to the referee.
I thought you were reading his lips or something.
No. But the thing about it was that call hurt, but what hurt more so than he had Josh Allen with 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. Okay?
I mean, look at this, though, guys.
That's a catch. He's on the ground. End of story.
Yeah.
He had control. Past tense.
Yep. Video. Yeah.
That hurts.
It does hurt.
So McDermott out of a job.
He's out of a job. So now I understand that because we're bouncing around here, that Daboll, who used to be the offensive coordinator, is now the former Giants coach, that Allen is lobbying hard to get Daboll back as the head coach in Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah. So because he said he was, that turned him into the quarterback who he is, with Daboll being his, being his coach. So I would think Allen, being the best player that they have, might have some weight in that decision.
Well, you got John Harbaugh was introduced today in New York City as the head coach of the Giants. Good coach, man. Good, solid coach. Be interesting to see how he develops Dart. And I think the time he spent with Lamar Jackson will help him in that respect, because Dart does a lot of the same things that Lamar does. And I want to ask you about Kevin Stefanski going to Atlanta.
Yeah, we're going to do that. But I wanted to roll back to this thing with Harbaugh developing. It's more so Todd Monken's offense. That opened up a lot for Lamar. And I wanted Monken down here as a head coach. And everybody says he's better as a coordinator. And I think Harbaugh's going to take him to New York with him. So that's gonna help Dart a whole lot. Down here in Atlanta, I kept hearing about Stefanski. I didn't care one way or the other. I just wanted somebody in here who was different from Ra, because Raheem was not a good coach. I hate
you saying that, man.
I thought,
you're right.
He wasn't, and it's like, if they were going to go down the route of, like, if they gotten a guy like Flores, and it seems like, what was the rush in this decision? Because I would definitely put in a phone call to McDermott before I would Stefanski, but it already had the press conference and things were rolling downhill on that. But I like it that he's an offensive guy. They've got great offensive weapons that have been underutilized the past couple of years. He was calling his own plays when he was an offensive coordinator in Minnesota. And in Minnesota, he had as a quarterback who made the guy an all-pro quarterback is Kirk Cousins. So they worked together before in Minnesota. And with Penix out to mid-season next year, it's going to be Cousins or somebody else is going to come in there. So on that point, I think it's pretty good, because you're going to have some measure of continuity, because he knows the system already. But on the other side, this is a very dark city, very chocolatey, very black. And to a person, nobody wants Stefanski. Everybody's holding him responsible for the lack of playing time and lack of development of Shadur Sanders. And so there is much hatred going on in here. My son, I texted him saying they're giving Stefanski a second interview. He says, if they hire him, I'm going to boycott the Falcons this season. and they hired him. And I think all these people making the noise about these boycotts, are boycotted in the same way I boycott liver. I didn't eat it. I didn't eat it anyway, so it's not. It's not like it's not a real boycott. And these people screaming are not buying tickets to go to the games. It's bumping their gums. So
I'm going to boycott too. Then I'm going to join the bandwagon of
join the boycott.
That's
Well, Brian Flores deserves another shot, and somebody's
He does, and I think that you wonder how much of these legitimate shots people are getting. There's still 7 jobs that are open.
Right.
I think there are. Yeah. So it's like
legitimate. You're saying?
Yeah. Well, there's like Harbaugh's in New York. You got Stefanski in Atlanta. The defensive coordinator for the Packers, Jeff Hatley, is now the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and Robert Saleh is now the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Got signed today as the head coach of the Titans. So those are the 4 jobs that are out, and then there's five jobs that are open or more. Yeah, 5 jobs that are open. It's Arizona, Baltimore, Buffalo, Cleveland, and Vegas.
Yeah.
Do they usually fire coaches like right after? Is that something new, or is that just it just seems like so many of them are being let go after talking about how they're gonna, in the next year, and then it's like,
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, Tree.
Right. Because I think Vegas, they waited a while to fire Pete Carroll. But Baltimore waited to fire Harbaugh. And then Sean McDermott, like days later, he gets canned. So it's a weird look, but you're right, Tree. They normally do it quickly. I'm thinking of the quickest was the Falcons. Generally you wait till Black Monday, and I said they waited for Monday in Australia to fire him. They didn't wait for it over here in America. They got him Sunday night. So
you gotta go, man. You don't have to stay. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
About almost a third of the coaches from last year gone.
Right. Right. They are. And this is the thing I heard somebody mention today that Mike Vrabel, who got hired on January 12th of last year, is the elder statesman in the AFC East.
Wow.
Because the guy, the Jets, your boy,
right?
Yeah, he was hired after him. Miami's coach was they haven't hired a coach yet, and I'm trying to think of the 4th team in this Buffalo. That none of them have coaches. So Vrabel is like the senior guy, and he's only been there since January of last year. So that whole division's been shaken up.
So, Tim, is there an opening?
Glenn, I was trying to think of you're talking about Aaron Glenn in New York.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn. No, there's no opening for me. I'm an old dude that they won't listen to me. I can't relate to the kids. I haven't practiced too hard. As a matter of fact, I was just before I came in here. Remember the Titans was on, and Coach Boone. That's pretty much my model there, Denzel.
Your hind pot. Get your hind part out there.
Your what?
Your hind parts.
It's hind parts, but the way he pronounced was hind pot, P-O-T.
Right.
Pots.
But
I think I've seen that. I've seen all of it. Maybe it's been a while. I need to go back and watch it. Will you text me when it comes on again, Tim?
AMC's showing it, so it's going to be on like 27 times.
It'll be on like tomorrow.
I turned on the TV first initially, and I'm like, oh, Beverly Hills Cop 2 is on again. Armageddon again.
That's how they do.
I'm not complaining. I love Armageddon. That's one of my favorite movies.
Really?
But,
okay, we'll talk about that offline. Like, really?
That's pretty good. But being a tough guy, and I think a lot of these cats, they always go in the opposite direction. They want disciplinarians, and they want guys that are stern once they have somebody who was lax. And that was the case here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of lax, no, that was the case here in Atlanta when Raheem was very laid back. They didn't practice on Wednesdays. They had walkthroughs. There was one day less of practice. He was very, very player oriented, and people thought that he was way too soft on the team. And so
People thought, what do you think?
Well, I think he was soft, and I thought he was a bad game manager. So
Who's that? Yeah.
Raheem Morris. I was saying that people go with disciplinarians after they have a real soft coach, and Rod was soft because they would have they have Tuesday off, and then Wednesday they have like a walkthrough instead of like going out and actually practicing. So that leaves Thursday and Friday and Saturday to get ready for a Sunday game, and that's and it seems like that's.
Didn't work so well.
It didn't work well at all because people didn't hit. Like in preseason, the first team players didn't play at all in the preseason. He saved them for the regular season, and then there are always great mistakes in the first game. So that they needed to change in somebody who was more structured than Stefanski. So that's
what? That's very interesting because there are people here in Detroit would say the Lions practice too hard because they hit. Well, you only got so many days you can hit.
Right.
And then in training camp, they hit all the freaking time, and they've had injuries out the wazoo the last couple of years, and a lot of these guys getting hurt in practice.
Right.
So it's a fine line you walk when you do that today. But if you don't, because one thing for sure. If you don't hit, you're not going to tackle well.
And watching Atlanta play, there were tons of missed tackles. I saw the Rams wrap people up. Broncos wrap people up. They hit them, and then they drive them into the ground. And see, I don't see a lot of that. I see a lot of stuff where the Falcons will throw a shoulder at you and hope that the inertia will knock the guy off his feet, that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, you got to hit people.
Atlanta's not the only. It's a lot of guys that tackle that way nowadays.
Well, that was watching Deion Sanders play. Deion never. I'm still waiting for Deion to make his first tackle, but nobody really threw on his side of the field because he had such outstanding athleticism. He would pick those bad boys up and take them the other way. He wasn't a tough guy to hit anybody, but it's just you want to see more of people getting blasted. Granted, they want to take that out of the game for the most part. But you want to see, let it be football, let it be tackle. And that's what the Rams do.
The protection the quarterback gets is just ridiculous nowadays.
You can't lay a finger on him above the shoulders. Otherwise, it's a 15-yard penalty. Then you can't hit him low on the knees because that's the Brady rule. When Brady went out with a torn knee and people were upset about that. So you have to be, you got like a postage stamp piece on the guy's body where you can actually hit him. So, and it makes it really hard on the defensive players.
But with these 5 jobs open, Baltimore and Buffalo are still pretty good football teams.
Yeah.
And if Brian Dable comes to Buffalo, that's going to leave 4, and then you have Arizona, Cleveland, and Vegas, who are just, all those teams need quarterbacks because I don't think Kyler Murray is. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Kyler Murray, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with Shadur Sanders in Cleveland. But I don't think Stefanski tried to undermine this guy. If he thought he could play, I'm sure he'd have put him out there if he thought he would win football games.
But when you saw what Dylan Gabriel did in Cleveland, and you said, Shadur wasn't any better than this, and that's where the thing comes in. They could see him sitting behind, an established starter, but Gabriel was not. It seemed like he's not ready for prime time, or wasn't. And see, the Cleveland headache is about to start again because I think Watson is healthy again, right?
They could have activated him this year.
Yeah, so you got that 3-headed monster in Cleveland. So what are you going to do with that? I'd love to have Shadur down here. And people are like, saying that there's no way he would come now with Stefanski here. And people look at the hiring of Stefanski as a slap in the face of Dion, who was one of the stars of the Falcons back in the 90s. All these 6 degrees of separation, tangential things, it's, any kind of thing. I understand Stefanski wore red. Dion wore red. Shadur wore red.
Oh, what's that?
I have no idea what that means. Maybe Dion.
Adoración al Cordero Eucarístico, Cristo real en el alma. Te adoramos, Rey de
What
los
is that?
siglos, vida
Not me.
eterna se nos da.
That is interesting.
Adoración al Cordero
Why are we singing?
Eucarístico.
What's wrong with these people? What's going on?
We've been infiltrated by random music. Sound nice. I don't know what they're saying, but it's nice.
That was Spanish something, you know. And I
That's
guess we could
lovely.
talk about you know, that people were talking about the winners of the Heisman Trophy and the runner-up and their names. So you know, maybe it's an homage to Mendoza and
I love how
Probably.
excited Mendoza's family was.
Oh yeah, and I didn't know the story behind his mom. She has MS, and it was a feel good moment for that entire family to come up in there. But you know, we've not talked about the Bears and the Rams and what a great game that was.
Mm.
And you know, they could have pulled it out. You know, and
Bad
Caleb,
weather. They had bad weather. That's what Chicago fans like to say.
Caleb needs to do a better job of not throwing his teammates under the bus. In that, you know, he said we could have won this game, but we all need to be on the same page. And essentially, he was saying that DJ Moore ran the wrong route, which is why the ball was intercepted.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can just read between the lines on that one. He needs to not do that because, granted, he played a really great game, and that touchdown pass to Komet was just a thing of beauty. It
was.
You never do count those guys out until, you know, you have a bad turnover late, and then it's all she wrote. So hats off to the Bears for a really great season because folks were talking about Mendoza today saying, do you think he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL? And if he doesn't shine in the first year, will he be considered a bust? And I saw where Jeff Saturday was on and said people thought last year that Caleb Williams was a bust. But you see how he played this year.
Right.
You know, second year.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Oh, he's night and days better than last year.
Oh, Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Oh, he's terrific. But
I'm talking about Mendoza. What do you guys think?
Unfortunately, he's terrific because he's in our division. The one thing about Caleb, though, he's going to make some spectacular plays, but he's going to throw you a couple too. So you better jump on the ones that he's going to send your way, and that's eventually what the Rams did. But I can't wait to see the Bears catch their first place schedule next year. But they have to go out to Seattle, and the Lions going to be rolling with that nice fourth place schedule.
Yeah,
already got us at about 12.
That's a silver lining for missing the playoffs, huh, Rick? You get that weak schedule? Okay.
And we're fourth place. We were last place.
You were last place. Dude.
The Lions were in first place on November, the week before Thanksgiving. They went first place, and they finished last.
Well, Atlanta was tied for first.
The division's very good, the NFC North.
Oh, absolutely. Atlanta was tied for first with Tampa and Carolina, but they had a sorry record within the division. Everybody was 8-9, which gives you an idea how bad it was. And plus this year coming up, they got a game, one of those international games again.
Yeah.
So, and that's a home game. So they're taking one of the home games away.
Hey, we need to get to the baseball before we get out of here, but before we do, Penix's first future. Did Stefanski speak to that at all?
He hasn't yet, but the deal is this. Play action is what made Kirk Cousins a Pro Bowler. Penix does not like getting under the center. Okay? He's going to have to learn to do that because that renders half the offense useless. If you can't fake a run and everything looks like a pass, they just pin their ears back and come at you, which is why he's on his third knee surgery. People that's coming out there and just going right at him. So he's going to be out for half the year. They're going to have to find somebody. So and it may be Jameis may be out in New York. You know, who knows what's going to happen. So you're looking for somebody. So
I think Cousins is a good stand-in until he gets back. I mean, at least the
he
guy
is,
knows.
but I can't forget how selfish he was last year. He was afraid Penix was going to take his job, and he lied about being hurt. And then the team finally said, look, we can't have you out there throwing passes that are 7 miles per hour. And receivers are waiting to get the ball.
He's lost his fastball, huh?
He did because he couldn't step into it because he had that bad Achilles. But he's healed up now. So, well, that's enough about that. You know, we'll talk about, I guess, close out with baseball because the Hall of Fame ballots have been cast, and it's going to be a 3-person class this year. You got Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, and from the old timers group, Jeff Kent. So
San Francisco Giants.
yes,
Timers.
San Francisco Giant and New York Met. Tell you, if you play in New York, you get special compensation. All 3 of those people played in New York. Drew played with the Yankees, Kent played with the Mets, and Beltran played for the Yankees.
But to just watch this guy.
This video itself is just amazing.
See,
Then
you
you
don't
see the expression on the shields. It's
Look
like,
at this face, yes.
you dirty dog, you. I mean, look
He's
how
going
far
back there.
he runs.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, his defense was so spectacular. He put 3 pitchers in the Hall of Fame. Glavine,
Yep.
Smoltz, and Maddox will all attest that how many runs that this guy saved him.
Yeah,
And
and
that's the deal.
you know what? And you're exactly right, Tim. Because even when his hitting tailed off, I mean, how many runs did he save a year? I wonder if they probably didn't keep that stat back then. It had to be an enormous number.
Look
I'm
at
thinking somebody did. Maybe not officially, but yeah. Tim, you don't have that number?
no. Mm-mm. But I'm sure that they have it in the stats. The people who made the argument for him
Yeah, man.
being in the Hall of Fame because he was of the generation. He was the best center fielder of his generation. You know, people
Maybe
argue
all
about Mays being the best ever, but this dude here made every play.
Wow.
He was
This
outstanding.
this would save 3 runs, the announcer said.
Yeah.
I mean, which is the equivalent of hitting a 3-run homer, right?
Well, it's like these runs saved. They have that stat now. You know, they have these sabermetrics or whatever they're called, and they've already given some sort of equation to what the work that he's done.
Look at
You know,
it.
the grounds people are not happy about that, but there's a shot right there to center field, and over in Montreal, diving catch.
Wow. Just
He doesn't make bad plays. Look at this. Like Glavine went wow because he thought it was a hit. So, you know, that dude is always out there doing his work.
Chipper Jones said today that essentially what took him so long, because this guy's the best to ever do it. I want to get to the one where he robs Barry Bonds.
Well, Albert Pujols doesn't like him either because there's one for Pujols. Thought he had one. No.
But
Love it.
this, guys, this is just a couple of. He did this all the freaking time.
All the time. He got used to it. It was just spectacular all the time. You see, he reaches over the fence and pulls a home run back.
Yeah.
And always, I got it.
Yes.
I
Look,
got
Mom,
this.
Look at this.
I got this. Well, see, I got it.
Wow.
This
Andrew
guy
Jones.
shakes his head. All you just look at it and it's like, you know, he's dog cussing him. It's hard enough to get a hit in Major League Baseball, but then to have somebody out there like that, you know, is essentially a brick wall to stop you from making a play. That gets
back
by
up
him.
was
That's
like,
a home run.
And not only that, for the longest, he was a great hitter.
Oh, that's what the deal is on this. I mean, he was a power hitter as well. You have center fielders who really weren't got people that could hit, because there's to be a guy who come up here. Jim Edmonds will be up in a couple of years, and Jim couldn't hit like this guy. Mays could hit. Here he's about to rob Jeff Bagwell. Oh, that's Ken Caminetti. That's in Houston. And you had to go up that hill, Taos Hill. They've taken that hill out.
I'm glad. Because
just so you can get killed.
They get hurt. Yeah. Going up there like that.
So
Yeah, that
Tim,
was cute.
back it up. What's dog cussing?
Well, that's when you bark.
Is that a term from where you are, from where you're from? I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Okay.
Dog
Thank you.
cussing, yes.
Dog cussing.
Okay, I want to get this one before we get out of here, because we got to show Beltran some love too. But I just
Here's Barry.
I love this one.
He thought he
Of
had
course,
one.
Barry Bonds did not get voted into the still not a Hall of Famer. But look at Barry. Look at this.
Totally disgusted. Okay, you can go ahead and go with Beltran.
Oh, Barry's not done yet. He's like,
Still looking back at it.
yeah, come on, man.
You sure I didn't make that?
Come on, man.
Let me go. Let me take a. It's like when you look back and think, did I lock my car?
Yeah, he starts clicking the key fob on it.
It's like,
But the reason why I love that so much, that's just ultimate respect from a hitter to a guy, and I love seeing that. And
Well, this is his ninth year on the ballot, and so that it's good that he got in there. I think this is Beltran was
and
his
that's the joke.
fourth year on the ballot. So it took a decade just about, but he finally made the Hall of Fame when there were so many other undeserved people in there before him. So it's good to see that on his part. And Carlos Beltran, he was the gold standard as a hitter, but I think wasn't he supposed to be the Mets manager and got caught up in the controversy in Houston with the cans, that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. And so that
tell me and the people who might not be familiar with that.
Well, it's the World Series. They have this deal where they would bang these trash cans, and it would be a signal for the pitch.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was
I love that.
supposedly involved in it. I think this is Carlos Beltran involved in it. Their manager got fired. And some other people had to move on because of it. So, but he was without a doubt one of the baseball's great hitters.
Yeah, terrific. Just terrific. Are you surprised Manny Ramirez hadn't got in?
I was, because I'd heard there were a couple of people that had chances. One was Andy Pettit. I didn't know why they were saying he would be there, but Pettit. And I thought Manny would get in because he's just, beyond. He was great in the field, and he hit like nobody's business. He was an outstanding hitter. A lot of cats, but you have to get at least 75% of the ballot, and I think he was somewhere in the 50s or 60s. And as the years go by, people start really respecting what people do, or getting a greater appreciation for the player, because those numbers are not going to change. They don't change at all. It's just.
I just saw a picture of a shot of Willie Randolph congratulating. I forgot that he managed
the Mets.
But Tim, as we know about these Hall of Fames, friends will vote for their friends.
Yeah, friends will vote for their friends, and we just had the second class for the Black Sports Writers Hall of Fame finish up, and a guy that we really thought should have earned first class consideration, much less the second class consideration. Roscoe Nance was not voted in, and not begrudging the cats that were in there that got voted in, but I'm looking at total contribution to the sport and elevating some of these characters. The SWAC would not have been what it was without Roscoe.
Right.
And then he went on and moved on to USA Today, where earned a great deal of respect in NBA circles as well. I had a chance to have a brief conversation with Mark Spears of ESPN, basketball guy, and I know he had an enduring respect for Roscoe. I mean, he just went on and on about him and just thought the world of him. And he pretty much took him under his wing when he was, just starting out on the NBA beat. So you
He
get
was a
that.
mentor to a lot of guys.
I owe my sports career to him. Absolutely, I do. He opened a lot of doors for me. So I mean, so that's why I feel like this has been a tremendous travesty that they didn't have a room for him to be in this class. Granted, the cats that are in there, congratulations, because I know them all, and they all have made contributions to the sport. But I think that some of the people who have laid the foundation of it deserve a special dispensation in terms of the weight given to their candidacies.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know who's making arguments for or against them. Generally, it's people. You have to have somebody up there supporting your argument, and I'd like to know what the process is. So, yeah, you have to help me out with that, Rickey.
Hey, brother, I would like to know too. Because not only Roscoe, Fred met you out of Chicago with the Chicago.
Right. Fred, oh my gosh. Yeah. Fred was a pioneer. I mean, that's what I mean. These older cats that didn't do it, that are not in there. I mean, that's a problem.
Is it that the people who are voting are younger, didn't know them, or their contributions, or what do you think the issue is? Besides friends voting for friends, but other than that, yeah, what do you think?
I honestly don't know. Even though I vote, I get a call. Hey man, who you voting for? Because I know these guys, I don't really need the criteria. This is what this guy did, because I know what my great friend Cliff Brown did, and
that's
Rob,
what I couldn't think about. Is Cliff, Rob Parker, great guy, great. Ron Thomas, he's one of the few. Ron Thomas is one of the few pioneers. Because I remember meeting him when I was in college. Right. He was a beat writer for the San Francisco Chronicle, and he was in Atlanta covering the Hawks Golden State game. And he lives in Atlanta now. He's the head of the journalism department at Morehouse.
Okay.
So so it's I mean he's earned it, as did Gary. Gary on the management side. I mean there he was. I think he was in Milwaukee for a long time as the assistant or associate sports editor. All those guys, they deserve it. Absolutely. It's just disappointed that Roscoe wasn't included.
And it's a lot of guys deserve, like Fred Mitchell, who's also a fellow place kicker, along with Tim Turner.
He plays kickers.
Yeah, we got to get sports writing place kickers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We're a dying breed. For sure.
Hey guys, we got to get out of here. Great conversation. Hey, I'm glad to see so many new visitors to our show tonight. We're here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Come check us out again next week. For my great friend Tim Turner and Tree McDougal, I'm Rick Hampton. Peace, everybody. See you next time.
Be kind, everybody.